Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the Xiong Chang, a licensed acupuncturist in Charlottesville, Virginia, USA. In this podcast, we explore the timeless knowledge and ancient wisdom of the Huang Di Nei Jing, or the Yellow Emperor's inner canon, to help you cultivate a healthier life with greater longevity and quality. In our last episode, we explored the infinite divisibility and relativity of yin and yang, as well as the fascinating functions of the yin and yang meridians. Today, we are moving into Chapter 7, further discourse on yin and yang. We are going to explore two major topics: the fascinating world of pulse diagnosis and the symptoms and the prognosis of affected meridians. Let's dive into pulses first. To understand this section, we are going to look at 6 core questions. Question number 1, where are pulses actually taken in this text? They are taken in 2 primary places. The first is at the carotid artery, right next to the Adam's apple on the neck. The second is at the radial artery on the wrist. The neck pulse detects the status of a person's yang energy, while the wrist pulse reflects their yin energy. In a perfectly healthy person, these 2 pulses should feel identical and in perfect harmony. Question number 2. What does a normal pulse feel like? A normal healthy pulse is neither too strong nor too weak. It comes and goes in a beautifully rhythmic fashion. Specifically, it beats 4 times per single breath of the practitioner, which translates to about 70 to 80 beats per minute. We call this a moderate pulse, and is a crucial sign that the patient has strong stomach yang. Why does that matter? Because stomach yang is a prerequisite for a good appetite, which allows the body to transform food into nutrients it needs to thrive. Question number 3. How do we categorize individual pulses? When you place your fingers on the pulse, you feel rhythm. A beat, a pulse, a beat, a pulse. When you feel the beat strikes your fingers, that is called the arrival of the pulse, and it belongs to yang. When the beat fades into the pulse, that is the receding of the pulse, which belongs to yin. Furthermore, if it beats 5 or more times per breath, it is a rapid pulse. If it beats fewer than 4 times, it is a slow pulse. Question number 4. What are the basic pulse qualities? There are a few foundational pulses you should know. Surging pulse. This comes with tremendous strength, but recedes completely weak. Superficial pulse. This feels light, floating, and slightly weak, right on the surface of the skin. Wiry pulse. This feels full and tense, like touching a tight guitar string. Deep pulse. You don't feel much with light pressure, but when you press down deeply, it feels full. To break down into yin and yang, rapid, superficial, wiry, and surging pulses are yang, slow and deep pulses are yin. The 5th question is, what are the normal pulse qualities in the different pulse positions? Different sections of the radial pulse correspond to different internal organs and regions of the body. In Chapter 17, Methods of the Pulse Examination, we will discuss how to locate these pulse positions in detail. For now, it's enough to know that under normal conditions, the heart position naturally has a surging pulse, the lung position a superficial pulse, the liver position a wiry pulse, the kidney position a deep pulse, and the spleen position a moderate pulse. The 6th question, why is the stomach yang so important? Regardless which position is being examined, the quality of stomach yang should always be present. Think of a stomach yang like the canvas or background color of a painting, and the other organ pulses as the colors painted on top. If that background color of stomach yang is missing, it is a serious warning sign. Now let's move into our second topic, the symptoms and the prognosis when meridians become diseased. When disorders of Yang-Ming meridians affect the spleen and the heart, patients often find it incredibly difficult to express or explain their illness. In women, this imbalance often manifests as irregular menstruation or amenorrhea. If the disease lingers, it leads to severe emaciation. If the patient develops rapid, shallow breathing and struggles to catch their breath, the text considers this stage incurable. Disease of the Taiyang meridians commonly presents with alternating fever and chills, skin disorders such as boils, and carbuncles and swelling of the lower limbs. Patients may also experience weakness of the knees, cold sensations, muscle spasms that make movement difficult, and soreness along the back of the thighs and the calves. If the condition becomes chronic, it may lead to dry skin, swelling of testicles in men, or ovarian pain in women. Yang meridians disease. If the illness transfers here, a person becomes susceptible to coughing, diarrhea, and low energy. Over time, this can turn into chest pain from heart deficiency or severe food retention with a total loss of appetite. Yang-Ming and Jue-Yin meridian disease. This combination most often manifests as startling anxiety, sudden fright, and back pain accompanied by burping, hiccuping, and yawning. In severe cases, it can lead to syncope or fainting due to internal wind. When Shao-Yin and Shao-Yang meridians are affected together, abdominal and epigastric distension may occur, along with fullness, nausea, vomiting, burping, and hiccups. When Taiyang and Taiyin disorders occur simultaneously, patients may develop hemiplegia, flaccidity, and muscular weakness. The chapter also discusses prognosis based on the pulse findings. If the pulse of Taiyin, Shao-Yin, Jue-Yin, Taiyang, or Yang-Ming is abnormally strong, or if the pulse of the heart, lung, spleen, liver, or kidney is felt without stomach yang, the prognosis is very bad and the time frame of death is listed. That concludes the main content of this chapter. Before we finish, I'd like to add two more important points. First, regarding the prognosis described in the Huangdi Neijing, these time frames should be understood in their historical and clinical context. They emphasize the seriousness of the condition and the urgency of treatment rather than serving as exact predictions. They remind us that severe illness require prompt and appropriate care. The second is how to protect the stomach yang. Diet is an important part. The foods should be cooked and served warm. No cold drinks or minimal. Fruits is better to be room temperature. Besides, foods have their energetic nature. Choosing foods that match your body constitution is important. However, foods with a neutral energetic nature or foods prepared in ways that make them more neutral should make up the majority of the diet. Now, let's talk about protecting stomach yang. Stomach yang can be imagined as a fire you use when you cook. If this fire is strong or weak, the stomach cannot function well. This fire should be taken good care of. Diet plays an essential role. Whenever possible, eat foods that are freshly cooked and served warm. Try to avoid cold drinks or at least keep them to a minimal. Fruits are generally better eaten at room temperature rather than straight from the refrigerator. To give an idea of how foods are categorized according to their energetic nature, cold and cool foods slow down stomach yang. Cold-natured fruits include watermelon, oriental melon, pear, grapefruit, persimmon, kiwi, sugarcane, mulberry, and strawberry. Cold-natured vegetables include bitter melon, bamboo shoots, lotus root, water spinach, eggplant, celery, and seaweed. Cold-natured fruits include dragon fruit, lokwa, plum, orange, and tomato. Cold-natured vegetables include daikon radish, loofah, bok choy, winter melon, lettuce, mushrooms, and spinach. Seafoods such as crab, oysters, and clams, along with iced drinks, green tea, mung bean, tofu, and duck, are also considered cool or cold in nature. Warm and hot foods stoke the stomach young. Warm-natured vegetables include chives, pumpkin, green onions, garlic, ginger, carrots, cilantro, and mustard greens. Hot-natured seasoning include chili peppers, Sichuan pepper, cinnamon, mustard seed, and cumin. Warm-natured meats include beef, lamb, chicken, goose, and venison. Warm-natured seafood includes eel, shrimp, mussels, carp, and trout. Warm-natured fruits include longan, lychee, durian, cherries, peaches, apricots, pomegranates, black plums, and tangerines. Warm-natured nuts include walnuts, chestnuts, peanuts, cashews, and almonds. Black tea, coffee, chocolate, and alcohol are also considered warming. Neutral foods are wonderful for everyday balance because they don't tip the scale too far in either direction. Neutral vegetables include cabbage, cauliflower, black fungus, shiitake mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, green beans, peas, and pumpkin. Neutral fruits include apples, grapes, papaya, pineapple, coconut, and blueberries. Eggs are generally considered neutral as well. Finally, cooking methods can also influence the energetic nature of food. Baking or cooking with warming spices may reduce the cool or cold qualities of food and increase its warmth. Likewise, chilling naturally warm foods may lessen some of their warming effects. Thank you so much for listening today. In our next episode, we will move into Chapter 8, The Sacred Teachings, where we will begin talking about the internal organs and their functions. If you found today's episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone you care about. Until next time, take good care of your body, tune into your natural rhythm, and stay healthy.